If this thing gets voted on and they approve it, what that means for you as a consumer is the suppressor is no longer part of the NFA Act. You don't have to do fingerprints and pictures anymore. You don't have to pay for a $200 tax stamp. You don't have to wait for your Form 4 to be approved. It will be treated the same as any other gun. So you'll have a standard 4473 transfer and a standard NICS check. It means you can walk into our store, do your 4473 and your NICS, and as long as everything comes back green, you will walk out with a suppressor without spending the additional $200.
Hello. My precious. The 6UM. Everybody must have the 6UM. Yes, it's so shiny. It's so... Shoot the 300 PRC. No, I can't. It's so good. 3250, but master, you must. No, you're not the hunter. You suck just a foot. Not listening. Not listening. 6 Creamer. No. Everybody must have the 6UM. Yes.
It's been a minute. We haven't recorded in, I think, a month.
It's been a while.
Long time ago.
I feel like a virgin.
A lot has happened. And it's fucking early. And I don't love early.
It's only early for you.
Yeah, it's like 8:29 in the morning.
It's not that early for most people.
I'm barely functioning usually.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm barely functioning right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Unless
need
it's
to
hunting season.
crank down on that energy drink over there.
I've been trying, and then they had my road all fucked up.
Oh, Lord.
So you said old man problems, dude. I was so fucking
Well, because I've been talking shit to Luke all morning about young people problems. So then I said, this is what old people problems is. He mentioned something about having the new girlfriend come and work here, and he's like, but then I don't want to work with her. I said, what do you think working with your spouse is hard? I'm working with mine 24/7.
Yeah, you're like the fucking poster child for that shit. Working with your spouse is not always the most beneficial for the marriage.
Luckily, I've been trying to stay over here, and she stays over there.
Yeah, you stay in different compartments.
Yeah,
you basically have different spots in the facility. Yeah,
we got kind of a unique relationship anyway because I don't really hold much back.
No,
it is what it is.
And then I like when she gets fired up at you.
Yeah.
Well,
so shit.
Lots happened. We shot the Night Force Challenge. We had all 3 weeks as a shooting school. We didn't get into a war with Iran yet. Mike Lee tried to sell off all the fucking public land.
He says he's redoing. I looked at something on Hunter Nation this morning, and he said they're rewriting it.
Makes me nervous. Like, because Hunt Nation is excited about it, but is it beneficial what he's going to take out? I don't know because we haven't seen.
He said they're going to try to leave. They're going to try to not take any forest land, and the BLM will only be left in there if it's within 5 miles of a city center. Well, so they're still trying to leave the BLM in there.
Yeah, the city center of what? Of who?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a lot of cities.
It could be a town with 10 people.
Yeah.
Does that count as a city center?
And this is like the feedback like we put up on all of our platforms. We put up, don't sell the land, basically. This is not for sale. And the amount of people that still trust that the government will do the right thing. The state governments, not a lot. Look at all the states. Look at all the red states and the blue states that are fucking stuff up. Both red and blue. So let's say we hand it back to the states and they say, well, they're going to use unutilized land. Well, it's a slippery slope because what's unuseful to them may be damn useful to me and you.
Yes.
So I don't want to play that game with them.
Yeah. It was like talking about finding land for the shooting school.
Yeah.
It's not land you want to build a house on, but it's valuable to us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what about the wilderness? Because the wilderness for the most part is useless to most people. Well, I fucking love the wilderness. You've been in the wilderness. This picture in our backdrops of the fucking wilderness.
Yeah, I learned do not use a chainsaw in the wilderness.
I forgot about that shit. And remember this. This is like, I've been going in and out of the wilderness forever. The little swipe for the wilderness for Onyx, make sure you go check that because I would have fought the guy tooth and nail that we weren't in wilderness, but we sure the fuck were.
Yes.
Yep. Then I turned that little dot on and bam, we were in the wilderness.
He was angry. I practiced a lot of self-control that day.
Yeah.
Luckily, Mason was standing next to me. I did have a chainsaw in my hand. This guy had balls. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't the most even kill guy either. Yeah. I forgot all about that. Yeah, when you go in the woods, make sure you turn on the layer of wilderness to see if you're in it just
Yeah.
for a brief second.
Remember that there was the random guy that had like a fucking 24 pack of Coors Light that he carried in 8 miles to that fucking camp. Remember that guy?
So, dude, we saw that guy last year in there.
Oh, really?
And he came walking by and he had like the I don't even know what you call it, like what 1980s blaze orange backpack that stuck above his head like 3 feet. It looked like he was a walking refrigerator. Same kid.
Same guy.
He was just hauling ass, too.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
You beat some interested people out on the trail.
Strong back, weak minds.
Speaking of that, we got some good hunts planned this year. At least I do.
Well, the Machaney household took all the good Idaho tags.
Oh, shit. We went 3 for 4.
You did. Like, you need to go to church or something.
Yeah.
You need to get on the right side of the Lord.
I've been 0 for everything since starting. I've never drawn one tag, but the family does good.
I have not drawn a tag in 4 years, so I'm with you. Your wife has, I don't want to tell everybody what she has, but she has one of the best tags, in my opinion, in the state of Idaho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're excited.
Yeah. Like, I'm telling her, she fucking 350 or bust. And,
yeah.
And I have a bad feeling that Jake's be like, "Oh, it's a good five to shoot that motherfucker."
I made it. I'm not gonna get involved. I'm just gonna be there. I'm gonna be there for support.
Really?
I'm gonna let Mason be the front goer up there, and make sure because he's the calmer of the two of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. This tag is a percent to draw, man. It's low.
Yeah.
And I bet you when we get the odds from this year come out, I think they come out in a few months. It's even going to be worse than it has been before. So I wouldn't fuck around. I'd shoot a 350 bull or bigger.
Hope so.
We'll see.
She already has the biggest one out of the family.
Yeah, she's already leading.
She's going to have first and second place.
She's going to be talking so much shit to you and this.
She just has good luck.
Yeah, on the Night Force ELR still challenge. We took 23rd out of 51 and wasn't our best go. But we did kind of like the mechanic thing where the mechanic's cars never run. We were waiting on 2 Leica rifle or 2 Leica scopes. They were way late. So we were like him and Han with if we were even going to happen. We said, fuck it, last minute. We're just going to throw some scopes on there. We didn't have enough round. This is all my there's no excuses. We shot like shit, but this is all my excuses. The biggest problem wasn't actually, we shot 6 UM30s. They did pretty well. The average shot is like 1,400 yards. It's probably a little much. That's like at the end of its fucking ballistic fucking supremacy is about 1,200 yards. So in retrospect, 30-inch barrels were shooting just under 3,500 feet per second. They did pretty well. The biggest problem we had with not shooting enough rounds through them is my rifle settled in after about 5-6 stages, and very unlucky for Mason, but his had terrible vertical dispersion. I would be banging steel and he would be 4/10 low. We'd adjust him and then he'd shoot 2/10 high. And the crazy thing was we had your Garmin chronograph and we were setting it down and shooting and we were both within 20 feet per second of each other, which is no rhyme, no reason. We need to spend more time beforehand getting the barrel seasoned and practicing more.
Couple hundred rounds first, I think.
Yeah.
There's also a reason that after so many years that match has been in play that people gravitate towards the larger 30s. So a 300 PRC, 300 Norma. But those I bet you 300 Norma across the board probably had more shooters than anything else did.
I asked a lot of people, and there's a lot of 300 PRCs, 300 Normas, and a lot of 7 PRCs. And I know I can say this with certainty, where the 6UM also fucked us is on those long targets. We were hitting them and they hit it, the indicators sometimes shit the bed. I could see an impact. Mace Racine, everybody's around can see an impact, and you weren't getting the calls with that little 115.
Yeah.
So probably in retrospect, I kind of knew it, but it's not the best round for those long or extended distances.
Yeah.
To where I think next year, if we do it, 300 PRC, 300 Norma.
Yeah. Doing it for sure. Mason's already asking me to put the fucking barrel on that gun.
Mason is 15 years old, and he would wreck shop in the juniors.
So next year he's going to shoot it.
Yes, he has like the biggest struggle people have is finding targets. That kid has no fucking trouble finding targets.
Got good eyes.
He does. And he really picks things up quickly. Like he would almost say, right at the time I'd say, like when we saw a hit, he would tell me the correction right when I was telling him the correction. Or he would tell me, I would always ask him, I'd walk up because I want him to learn. I was like, what would you hold? and he would tell me, and usually he was within a tenth. So he picks up shit quick.
There's a little story behind this. So he is 15. He doesn't turn 16 until November 30th. He already has his own truck, a good truck that can make a long drive. He has a real driver's license. It's not a permit or no bullshit. He's got the real deal. And I told him he could drive out there on his own. I had to stay back to manage the printer, basically, the new titanium printer. And it caused a big argument between my wife and I because I force him into being more adult than he should be. And I guess he's very capable. He would have been just fine driving himself out there and driving himself back, right?
Yeah, it was the whole trailer thing that I think spun everything up.
Yeah.
And that may have been a little much for him.
Yes. And then there wasn't any other option to ride back. Yeah, there was a little bit of drama going in there, but yeah, it caused a little bit of a tough.
Yeah.
Little tiff.
It was either Mason was going to be my partner or Tanya was going to be my partner. And we really didn't know till like 4 days out.
Oh, yeah.
So
we're going to be more prepared next year, though. There will be practice. Are you going to shoot light?
Undecided.
Undecided.
I'm going to shoot something. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to shoot probably a 300 PRC just because I hate Nancy's. So 300 PRCs goes back to this. So this is another thing. Almost everybody that won again this year had a one-piece action or a bonded action. They had an AI, MRAD. There's something to bonding those actions to the stocks or having them already.
It's just one more variable that you've eliminated. One more point of movement.
And you can't say with certainty that that's the reason they're winning. They're also really good fucking shooters. There's no doubt about it who's winning. But they're also those rifles. And you're like, why? Are they just the best shooters are using them? Or is there something to the bonded? But I also know too, PRS, very, very, very good PRS NRL shooters. And they always bond their fucking receiver to their action or to their chassis.
I'm trying to think about that because I don't care what we would do with like the existing rifles the way they are, but to bond that Vesper into that NV Pro chassis and then trying to put a new barrel on, you're basically going to have to put the lug wrench with the chassis still attached to the action and try and torque that onto a barrel.
So those must have like the MRAD. They're just probably screwed on the end. They're just
they have a different deal. So those they don't torque against a shoulder. They have a cinch. That's how most of those systems work. So you just spin the barrel on until it hits your go gauge, and then you just
clamp it down.
Yes, there's no torquing it into position.
So it's kind of like the Nexus, and it has those two little cinch screws that come around and tighten the collar around it.
Now, Wolf Precision does make something. There's a couple different companies that make switch barrel systems. That might be something to look at. Yeah, Wolf Precision, and then I think West Texas Ordnance makes something also.
Yeah, it's just like us with the scope.
But then that's another point of failure, right? Like you're trying to bond the action to the chassis to eliminate a point of failure, but then you're going to put a switch barrel system in and put a bunch more surfaces in there that you don't probably want there.
True.
It'd be something to think about.
It's interesting just that dynamic is. I'd love to see those guys switch to just conventional rifle systems.
I think if you put that chassis together properly, I don't think anything's moving. I bet you if you go back through that right now, nothing has moved or the action has not come loose or.
Yeah, I want to check Mesa's Zero just see if it shifted at all, but
yeah,
it had a night force on it, and I doubt that was the case. And everything was torqued down. We bedded the rifle, bedded the chassis to the action.
Yeah.
Hell, I shot with the Collis, and I think it kept zero because. The last thing we shot was elk at it was like 1680. And the crazy thing is me and Mace just hammered those fucking elk. Anyways, it's like
I remember the elk stage we did. We cleared the elk stage too.
I think we cleared me and Mace, I think Mace or me dropped one on one of the first. The 3 elk, one off from the wolf targets we had, they were just to the left. And there's a far, near, far. I think we missed one of those and that was it. Hit it the next shot.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
It is a lot of fun, that competition.
I've shot a long time ago, shot PRS. I shot NRL hunters, and I don't know. I like that long range fucking, I don't know. That's fun to me.
Yeah.
And it's like, there's a little bit of minutia to it, and there's a little bit of luck to it, because damn, those are average shots, 1,400 yards. How many places do you go and you shoot an average of 1,400 yards?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But anyways. Yeah, definitely do it again next year.
What about you guys? We talked about doing like a tripod with a Kestrel and shit like that the last time that we shot. You guys didn't do it for this time. Is there any gear you would have changed?
Yes. And it's funny because nobody says the ranges are fucked up, but the ranges are fucked up.
Really?
And the kid that they just took second or third in the NRL Hunter with the unknown suppressors.
Yep.
He had one of those systems, and it was really nice because he had the same. He had the spotter and binoculars, rangefinder binoculars, the spotter, and he had that long wind vane, and he had a Kestrel attached to it, and he had a big string of tape and a wind vane, so you could look up and all the time you could just see which way the wind was going.
Yeah.
So
we'll have that for next year. Then
We fucking need to have that because it's so convenient, and it had a wind speed on the Kestrel. You could look at it all the time and it'd tell you. I can't think of your name, buddy, but good shooter. But yeah, we got
Sean, the guy Sean. Was it Sean?
No, it's not. Doesn't. Anyways, he's a pretty good shooter. Like I said, and yeah, that. And
so you'd want to build a tripod.
Yep, and you want to have it. You fucking want to range them yourself because like I said, we were slow to the party, almost weren't prepared. Like I said, literally like a mechanic, that shit don't run.
Yeah.
Those people were ranging everything. They were luckily they were all friends of ours. They were telling us what ranges they were getting, and most of the time they matched up to what Pete and Ted put out because I mean they're ranging from the target to a truck.
Yeah,
but, fuck, dude, everything can go wrong, handheld stuff. But there were a few targets that were 80 to 100 yards off.
What was the best rangefinder you had in the group? Did anybody have like a Teratorn X or anything like that?
I think the best rangefinder in the group that I saw was the Revic.
Okay,
Revics. I don't know what they do to those things, and the 10X, the 10. Sigs were a lot of people using those, but what's funny is I had Swaros, and I think Mace had Swaros, and there's targets that just wouldn't get feedback on.
Yeah,
I love the glass, but the rangefinder is good. It's not great.
Yeah,
the Revex are fucking great.
So you almost need like maybe next year if Corson's not going again, I'll ask him to borrow those. He's got a Teratorn X, I think is what it's called.
There was a few dudes with Teratorn X's, but I think the majority of people that were, no, I wouldn't say anybody was unserious there, but anybody that was really serious were using Revex or the Vextronics, the new binoculars they have.
Yes.
Kind of like not the Terrapin, but they're actually full-blown binoculars.
Yeah.
Them and the Revic, what's that called? The BLP10? I don't know, I did a partial review on those.
Range-finding binoculars?
Yeah, fuck. Yeah. Those things have a hell of a laser on them. Like, they fucking laze everything at 3,000 yards. So anyways, that was about it. And then everybody's weapon systems are so vastly different.
Yeah.
But like I said, it seems like the winners, and I don't know if the winners are just using those and they're good shooters, but they're using MRADs and AIs. And
that's also what makes that competition interesting is because like F1, NASCAR, shit like that, everybody's cars are basically identical because they've taken technology to the limit. Because there's so much money invested in that sport, right? So similarly, if you go to like an NRL Hunter and somebody's always winning, everybody's looking at the guy that's winning and they want all the same gear that guy has because it's the gear that gets you there, right?
Yep.
So at the Night Force, you go from fucking A to Z. Like there's no commonality between gear, really, the way the rifles look, the different chassis. I mean, you see everything.
Yeah, and if you go back, there wasn't always those people winning. So that's what makes me wonder if it's just the shooter. And you give that really good shooter anything and he's going to fucking win with it.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I guess one of us have to win with a conventional rifle setup and then we'll say, fuck them.
Yeah. I can't remember who. Well, because Corson was at Corson one a few years ago. He was heavy.
I think Pinch won the light. And I'd have to look back. I don't know what he was shooting.
You got to be a damn good shooter to shoot the light class.
But again, it's like those are great shooters.
Yeah.
Corson, Pinch, those are top tier shooters too.
Yeah.
So it's like that's a lot of them, Yeah. So where do you draw the line on the actual equipment?
Another example of that will be so you just had the NRL Hunter match, and the guys that took second and third place both had OGLs. Our new unknown suppressor on their rifles. Now they had never shot before with that OGL on there, but they took second and third.
Yeah, but that was one of the guys that had the wind vane.
Yeah,
at the shoot, he's a good shooter. God damn it, I know his name. I can't think of him. Anyways,
they just posted
the OGL is. We need to talk about suppressors because we can hear it a lot about. I put up the Predator. Basically, the Predator's coming. It's a 4x2.
You can't tell Ryan anything.
Well, fuck, it's on the website.
We just like we were sitting around the table and just kind of postulated about it, and then I said, why don't you add it to the roadmap at the very, very end? when everything else is done.
I went past all that shit and brought up the Predator. Well, Ben Reynolds will be very happy because there's I just seen one. It was in my hands yesterday. They printed it, and that's the craziest shit about the printer. You dream it up in your fucking little brain, and then fucking Cliff does magic, and boom, he shows you something. Like 5 days later, you have this fucking piece of this, this test piece.
Yes.
Anyways, it's a 4-inch by 2-inch reflex, and it's a 6 mil or smaller.
This is not the can we're supposed to be excited about right now.
Well, I'm excited about the Predator.
There's
I don't know
like
why.
6 other ones before that one.
Well, let's talk about the Predator real quick. Just so you know, you can go on to Unknown Suppressors, and we have a roadmap of what suppressors and what the lead time and when they're going to come out are. And I did. I went to like the last one, but there's some cool shit. But
that's a good point too. If there's any suppressors that you guys want to see in the market that don't exist, fill out the contact form and tell us.
Yes.
Enhance your shooting experience with STOCKY'S stocks. Are you tired of struggling with mediocre rifle stocks that hinder your performance? Imagine having a high-quality rifle stock that not only enhances your accuracy, but also provides superior strength in a lightweight build. STOCKY'S Stocks offers a wide range of premium rifle stocks manufactured with hand layup carbon fiber construction, a patented carbon fiber AccuBlock, and multiple finish options. Whether you're a long-range shooter or a hunting enthusiast, our stocks are perfect for you. Experience unmatched precision and durability with STOCKY'S stocks. We provide stock installation instructions, technical support, and guidance to help you choose the right stock for your rifle. Upgrade your shooting game today with STOCKY'S stocks.
But let's talk real quick about the Predator. It's going to be 4 inches in front of the barrel, 2 inches behind. It's going to be a 6 millimeter or less. Probably going to looks like it's going to be like in the 8.5 ounce range, is what Cliff said. Don't quote us on that. We literally have just got one, and it was still sitting on the little piece that comes together. But to me, that's pretty sweet. And I really want to see where the tone is against the OG. I think it'll be a couple decibels more, is how it works. But dude, it'll make a lot of Predator hunters happy. And probably the most hubbub is it was called the comp can.
Yeah.
But we're changing it because we don't want to pinhole it, because there's going to be a lot of hunters that want to use it. So we wanted to take it out of the comp can, and we call it the one.
Yeah, I think that's still up for debate.
Oh, it still is?
Right now. Well, I mean, I just kind of pulled that in my ass at the last minute there. And
it's going to be called
something.
Cool.
Cool.
Fuck, dude, it looks cool.
Yeah, it's got all the shit on it if you wanted to call it the one. The one is a movie with Jet Li.
Yeah.
Have you seen this movie?
And Neo is the one.
Technically, yeah, that's true. That's true. But have you seen the movie with Jet Li?
I think I have.
That's where there's multiverse, and there's one of him in every multiverse, and they travel from universe to universe. So he starts killing. Every time he kills one of him in another universe, he gets stronger. And then it comes down to the end. There's only 2 of them left.
It's like Highlander.
Basically, yeah. So he's going to be ultimate strong or whatever, because he's going to be the only one.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
There's only one. It's Neo.
Yeah, he's the one too. If you believe in the one.
that could be happening to us right now. We're just fucking batteries in our own fucking stream of consciousness.
You know, I was just talking to somebody, and that movie's it's got to be 15 years old at this point.
Which one?
Matrix.
Oh yeah,
15.
They just had the other one like 4 years ago come out.
Yeah, that one don't even count.
Yeah,
it's good, but anyway. So the point being, right now they're building AI infrastructure as we speak. Project Stargate is being built in Texas, and it's a 1 gigawatt. It's not a factory; it's a server center, basically, right? But it requires 1 gigawatt of power to run. That is an entire nuclear. What do you call it? Nuclear reactor plant, basically, to produce that 1 gigawatt of power. So what's interesting about the Matrix is that the whole idea is based around the fact that the machines didn't have enough power, so they figured out how to use the human body as a power source, because there literally wasn't enough power on the planet to power their infrastructure.
Yeah,
that's exactly what's about to just. So they can't just convert everything in the world to electric cars right now or electric trucks. Nope. There's literally not enough power. So here they are having to build this AI new server center, and they have to build a nuclear facility just to go with it because there's not enough power. But the fact that they already knew 20 years ago with this movie that there wasn't going to be enough power to supply that.
Yeah.
Like they already knew.
Well, maybe it already happened.
I don't know, dude.
Maybe we're just batteries. Think about it. We'd make a hell of a battery, long lifespan,
Yeah.
especially in the right setup. If we live 100 fucking plus years,
Yeah.
fucking A. Who knows? That's a fucking tangent I really want to go down at the moment, but
well, it goes with conspiracy theories. You know,
Yeah.
we're gonna do a little series on beginner. What do you call it?
prepping.
Prepping for retarded beginners.
Yes. It's a funny thing because we'll talk about something like briefly and then we'll get a bunch of feedback that it needs to happen.
Yeah.
And it's like interesting. It's kind of like the Predator can. Is I just made one mention of it on Rockside and fucking blown up. Like, yeah. But the Prepper 101 or I like Prepper for retards is
Prepper
even
for
better.
retards. Prepping for retards.
Prepping for retards.
It's actually really. How about the? I mean, try to be politically correct. It's prepping for hunters because I think like I was just telling Jess, is the reason the series will be cool because as hunters we already have half the shit you need to be technically a prepper because we're already engineered to, we're geared out to survive in the woods.
Agreed.
So
and you already have the basic survival stuff already bought.
So hopefully at some point this week we're going to record the first couple episodes of that.
I tried to get that 360 survival dude. He hasn't responded, but he'd be a good one. But I think we could start the process either way.
Yeah. We could definitely do a first one.
But back on the cans real quick.
Yes.
The comp, aka
you want to start like in order now?
Well, I
just jump to the end?
I just want to cover. No, I do want to start with. It's always like what your favorite is, right? Always.
Yes.
Well, that Predator,
especially with Ryan.
Yeah, like that Predator can is sexy.
Yeah.
I think the comp can, well, whatever the name ends up being, is going to be very popular. That's why I didn't want you guys to call it the comp can because fucking hunters are very like forward focusing people, and you say comp can, they just push it to the side, and it's very relevant to hunting, in my opinion.
Yeah, we have a picture of one that was shooting this weekend, so I'll post a picture of it just so people can start to see it. But basically, it has it's 1.8 inches in diameter by 5 1/8 long, and it has a taper lock attachment system on the barrel side. That's pretty much it.
Yep.
That's the whole can in a nutshell.
It's very unique looking when you see it.
Yeah.
Because it's got an integrated brake in it.
So no other suppressor that we know of has any type of timing system on the barrel side. And then I don't know of any other suppressors that have printed in brakes.
Yeah.
We do have we have several patents rolling already on unitary construction, printed
over the barrel.
Yeah, over the barrel, brakes, all that kind of shit. So
yeah, I think that what makes it. I've been testing another OG can. I don't even want to say this, but it has a brake in it. Same kind of system, and that is pretty fucking tight.
Yeah,
you guys already started the patent process on that.
So we should. So the next can to come out is the OGL.
Yep.
The OGL will be out at the latest by August 1st. We also have 2 22 rimfire cans. We're still going to call them 22 rimfire, right? Not 223.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The smaller, shorter one is called the Midge, and the longer one is called the Nat.
Yep.
The Nat would be intended for a rifle of some sort. The Midge would be intended for a pistol. It has the pistol one has kind of a tapered deal at the barrel side to make it kind of look pistol-y. Yep.
The longer one, the Nat, is just over 5 inches and 3 ounces, and it's going to be $350. And the Midge is just over 4 inches, 2.5 ounces, and it'll be $250 or $299. $299. Here's the thing, though. We just came from the shooting school. We gave form. I walked up and I handed him the Nat.
Yeah.
That son of a bitch put it the bigger one put it right on a fucking Tika Bolt 223.
Yeah.
And he probably put 300 fucking rounds through it over the week. Took it like a fucking champ. And the funny thing is it's not designed for that, but if you want a little bit of suppression so you don't have that bang, it'll fucking work.
Yeah.
So it'll damn sure work on your 22 long range.
I think we've really been on to something with the whole, we're not obviously the first ones to print anything, but I think this unitary printed construction single piece it definitely increases the strength overall.
It does. And now, it's funny, and I hate saying this, but we just went through 3 weeks of classes where we probably watched around 30 to 40,000 rounds go through the OGs. No fucking issue. No point of impact issues. No fucking cosmetic. No, explosion issues. No issues at all with the suppressors. And what we talked about, where people keep thinking it's bullshit, is the people that were there, and we had other cans there. I'm not going to call them out. There's a lot of great can companies out in the world. There's a lot of good suppressor companies. Everybody comes back to the same thing. Man, I really like the tone of this suppressor. It's a thing.
I mean, they usually don't say tone. They'll say, I like the way that one sounds.
Yes.
Yeah. It hits you. Like my ears are not calibrated for suppressors in any way like everybody else, but I can always hear the difference between a over-the-barrel can and a non-over-the-barrel can.
Yeah, just in like layman's terms, it just sounds hollow.
Yeah.
So anyways, that is people fighting it, but
it almost sounds so good that it doesn't, your ears don't try to, is it hearing safe first? It's almost like it just, even if it was a 3 decibel louder can, it sounds better than the other can.
It just doesn't have that little cracky sound that a lot of the smaller titanium cans have.
Yeah.
And now there's 40 people that have went through the class that have listened to it, and we're not telling them anything. They're telling us. And durability wise, I mean, fuck, we're up to 10 rounds to 33XC.
Yeah.
24-inch barrel, 100 rounds as fast as you can go with the 300 Ultra.
Yeah.
But, I guess at the end, the consumer will tell us if we're right or wrong.
Well, we're definitely up to hundreds out in the field now, so there'll be lots of consumer feedback as we go.
Yep. So the OGL, latest 1st August. The Nat and the Midge, 22 LR cans.
Also by August 1st, yeah.
August 1st.
We think we're going to be ahead of schedule on some of those. To be honest with you, we're waiting to see what happens with the big, beautiful bill. Probably a lot of you, there's probably a ton of people that don't even know that that's in there. It's not something that's talked about often. It's not in the news,
I talked to one of my friends that hunts a lot. He had no idea.
So for those of you that don't know, the suppressors being removed from the NFA Act are built into the big, beautiful bill. It's a tax, so they're trying to remove the tax on it, and that's why I can get into that bill. What do they call it? Reconciliation bill.
Yep.
And it did just make it through the parliamentarian yesterday, and then did not get removed. So if this thing gets voted on and they approve it, what that means for you as a consumer is the suppressor is no longer part of the NFA Act. You don't have to do fingerprints and pictures anymore. You don't have to pay for a $200 tax stamp. You don't have to wait for your Form 4 to be approved. It will be treated the same as any other gun. So you'll have a standard 4473 transfer and a standard NICS check. It means you can walk into our store, do your 4473 and your NICS, and as long as everything comes back green, you will walk out with a suppressor without spending the additional $200.
Yes.
So we do think a lot of people are waiting on that. We are waiting on it for our release dates just to see if you imagine yourself starting up a suppressor business, just a few months ago, and all of a sudden this big, beautiful bill that nobody could have predicted that this bill was going to come and actually pass the House a couple times now, make it through the parliament. It's very possible that it can be removed. So it would change business models for suppressor companies all around the world.
Yeah, it's going to be the wild, wild west once it goes through for a bit.
I mean, this is now we're going back to we can print suppressors out of plastic.
Dude, that didn't even come into my brain until Cliff said it yesterday. There's
a lot of stuff that can happen here, and all we do is put a simple serial number on it, and it gets transferred to you. And I wonder what that means for all the existing suppressors in the world too. In Idaho, you can sell a gun to your fellow Idahoan without any background check or anything from private party to private party. So I wonder if at this point, if it gets removed from the NFA, you can sell me one of your suppressors.
I would imagine so. I would hope so.
Like they're not going to they got to grandfather everything in.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see what all these other fucking stupid states run around and do, because they'll make a lot of legal issues with these fucking communist blue states that it's illegal to have them.
Yeah.
When it's federally legal to own them like a firearm.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting if they can keep banning them.
How many suppressors do you think? What's the NFA was like the early 1900s, right?
1940s, I thought.
Oh shit, let's look it up.
Imagine
from that year to now.
Tommy guns, dude. It was what started it, so that'd be 30s and 40s.
1934.
Yeah.
So from 1934 to 2025, so we're basically 100 years. Let's just call it.
Mm-hmm.
How many suppressors has the Fed tracked in 100 years? Like. Countrywide.
In the last 20, a whole fucking lot more.
That all of a sudden,
boom, gone.
The database needs to not exist anymore.
But I want to make sure they fucking destroy that database.
Yeah,
Yeah, they won't, but they think they should.
Yeah, but after that, because you can't, because if they say you can transfer if a suppressor is treated like any other weapon, in other words, that everything is grandfathered in, they can no longer track any of that because I can sell mine to you without any paperwork.
That's what I mean.
I don't have it no more. I sold it. Yeah.
Dude, I just the enjoyment of watching California, Washington, Oregon, those fucked up states, those eastern blue states. All of a sudden, all those suppressors are illegal to own.
I hope for all of those states, California especially, because we could make a lot of suppressors to fill up California.
Oh, the population of hunters, just coming through Rockslide, you watch, Pennsylvania is the only state that rivals fucking, non-Western hunting states.
Yeah.
California, fucking Pennsylvania, those states will go wild.
Well, we'll cross our fingers for them. Maybe something will happen if it's not a part of the NFA anymore.
And allegedly, those plastic ones are pretty good.
So if it's not part of the NFA and is just treated as a regular weapon, they're gonna have to write some new shit real quick,
fast.
Yes.
And then what does happen to basically? But what if you want to sell it to a dude in Washington? Like those states are gonna have to spin up some bullshit quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because right now, just in my brain, I could sell a rifle to somebody in Montana. I could just give it to him. I don't have to go through an FFL, but if I go to Washington, it has to go through an FFL or I'm a felon too.
California is the same.
Gotcha.
Yes. And then they have to follow the wait time and all that kind of shit. But
it's bullshit.
So that's kind of what we're waiting on, guys. So from Unknown Suppressors perspective, we have several models that are nearly ready to go. And it would just change our business strategy just a little bit, depending on whether or not, obviously, if everything goes legal, and you guys don't have to pay an extra $250 per suppressor now, people are going to be buying. We would guess that there would be a rather large rush onto suppressors.
My brain goes to this, and I thought about this a lot. I am not the person. There may be people out there like this. I would still not rush out to buy a shitty can, even though I don't have to pay $200.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that because fucking you guys are printing suppressors now. I'm saying that if you didn't even exist, I would still try to buy quality suppressors.
Yeah. If it's anything like COVID, dude, every last piece of ammo was gone. It didn't matter if it was PVI, didn't matter if it was steel casing, it did not matter. Every single piece of ammo was bought.
Still try to buy a quality suppressor that you'll have for a lifetime.
Yeah.
Because every asshole that has a fucking lathe, they'll be smoking up suppressors.
Yes. That's one thing too. So our printed 22 cans are going to come with well, I guess I should describe the warranty a little bit different. They're going to come with, everything has a limited lifetime warranty. These are going to be lifetime warranty no matter what. They're also going to be the 22 cans.
Oh, yeah. And you're talking about the other thing.
They're also going to be lifetime cleanings. So you guys can send them in to us. We will clean it and send it back to you.
Because that's a hurdle. Even in my mind, I have cans that my 223 can has a Thunder Beast 223 P1, which is an old can that I don't make anymore. Has 24,000 rounds through it, never been cleaned.
Yeah.
But there's so much bullshit in those 22 long rifle cases, you have to clean them at some point.
Yeah.
And that was a big hurdle for people to say, well, it's sealed, I can't clean it. Well, you guys took that problem away.
Yeah. We're going to clean it for you. And if we can't get it, and obviously cleaning is easy to determine based on the weight of the suppressor. So we know what the new weight of the suppressor is. And, if your suppressor goes from 3 ounces to 10 ounces, we'll get it back down to 3. Otherwise, we'll give you a new one.
Easy peasy. And then the other one was it's on all that roadmap, the bigger 338 can that we use in the comps. People saw those. People are asking me. They're in the roadmap. Go check out the time frames.
The big stick.
The big stick. I wanted to call it the BBC, the big black can, but they wouldn't
so
let
bad.
Me. I have all kinds of great names. They just fucking shut me down.
Yes.
Oh, what else?
Luckily, Ryan's not in charge of names.
Yeah, well, I got a few names sneaked in there, so I appreciate the small victories, but they won't let me use the ones that could get us sued, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, we already talked. Backpack. Oh, fuck yeah. We're going to have one on Friday with all the team, all the players, and we'll have Mark and Steve on from EXO. But the Teratorn will go live on the 30th of June, correct?
We're going to release this today, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so if you guys are hearing this today on June 24th, the Teratorn is going live on June 30th, which is Monday. EXO assures us that they will have more than enough inventory, basically, and if they happen to go way over predicted numbers, they're going to be making bags within a couple weeks.
They
Like
said
they're going to
2
have
weeks out.
2 weeks to produce as many more as we need, basically. So you're not going to be like, I don't want to tell you to wait, but you're not going to be waiting that long if we end up doing, a lot more than we expect. Teratorn pictures and everything is up on the website. All the specs are there. You can find that on Shoot to Hunt. And then it links over to EXO for you to make your purchase once it goes live. Like I said, June 30th, it will be going live. Sign up for the email list for a preliminary link to purchase earlier than Monday. It works on the K4 frame system. So if you already have a K4, you can just put our Shoot to Hunt bag on there. The Shoot to Hunt bag does say Shoot to Hunt on it, if that bothers you. Ranger Green and Coyote are available initially. The frame is still the same frame that EXO's been doing for a long time now. So all those sizes and, frame size, all that kind of stuff applies the same way. The bag is 7,400 cubic inches. Each wing is somewhere around 850-ish. It does have 2 wings on there and some other features, bungee cord. What do we call that?
Shot cord.
Shot cord. But go check out the website. It's all live. You can look through the pack and lots of pictures, lots of field pictures, that kind of thing. It's also up on EXO's site. I think they're working through adding all the details, but they're good pictures on their site too.
Yeah, we've said it in the beginning, and we'll have some videos. This pack is not going to be for everybody. It's not going to be for the real svelte. I like everything dressed right, dressed nice, tight, sleek looking. This is for late season hunting where you have a little more bulk or extended hunting trips.
They did a good job. So they have a couple pictures on the website that shows it fully packed versus fully cinched down.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get a good idea of the overall feel if you were, trying to travel like a day pack.
Yeah, you can literally, I haven't done it because I really love bat wings, hence why we came out with this. Bat wings are the way, the truth, and the light, in my opinion. There's never a downside to bat wings. And people, you can fold them in. The cool thing about the K4 frame with that load shelf is you don't want to see the bat wings and you want to go sleek. You can tuck them into the back, buckle them together, and you will not see the bat wings. You don't have to use them at all.
Yeah.
But you also don't. Another thing that's funny is people on Rockslide keep bringing up, well, I don't fucking like shot cord. Well, guess what? You can take it off and it's real low profile, little tiny tabs. You will never fucking see them. They'll never be in your way.
Little baby loops that you're threading through.
It
is not going to bother you.
No, it is the best of both worlds. And I think the pack came in total with the frame at 6 pounds, 10 ounces, I think.
Yep.
And I believe like the 7,200, don't quote me on this, but we could look it up on EXO, is like just over 6 pounds. So you're only giving up like 7-8 ounces, which is a lot, I guess, to some people. But to me, you're not going to feel that on your back.
Well, it's a big pack.
It is a big pack.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's built for cold weather hunting where you do have extra bulk, extra puffies, extra bullshit, or extended where you need that space for food.
Yeah, so everything will be directed toward EXO's site for your actual purchase, but we have all the information on our Shoot to Hunt site. We will also have packs and frames to get sized up in the Unknown Munitions retail store. So those will need to be purchased in person. So if you guys happen to want to try that on, check it out beforehand, you're welcome to come in. We already have one in the store. I can't tell you when exactly we'll have the shipment that's actually for sale, but there is a pack in the store already. We hope we have all that by June 30th, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, if knowing Steve, we probably will. And it's basically so you can come in, try it on, we can fit it to you, and you can walk out the door with it. All
the accessories that work on the K4 frame will also work on this pack. So just think of it as a new bag alone from EXO.
Yep, June 30th.
Hi, I'm Brent Jarbo, CEO of ADG. For the past decade, we've been dedicated to crafting the highest quality, 100% American-made rifle brass to meet all your hunting and long-range shooting needs. This year, we're excited to introduce our new 6.8 Western and 270 WSM cases. With over 250 years of combined industry experience, we're committed to excellence. Look for our distinct orange boxes wherever you buy your reloading supplies. Whenever you need quality rifle cartridge cases, choose ADG Premium Rifle Brass, where precision meets performance.
What else?
The Raven a little bit. It's still, if you listen to the podcast we did with Tim Betts, it's still on track for that. Still moving forward. Yep. There'll be a standard and a pro. The standard will look just almost identical to a Tikka that you buy in the store. the Pro would look more like what Jake does at UM, where they bring it in and they lighten it and nitride it.
That's still probably, we're talking about in the year for retail.
Yeah, like I say January to everybody just because I don't want to fucking sell them
Yeah.
bill of goods.
And we still need to come up with a name, but this will start a, let's call it a line of rifles that's available through Shoot Hunt.
Yes.
That it will be a drop tested type of situation.
Yes, and we're trying to make it, it's going to be a whole, at the end, the whole system. Just like there's other people out there with their systems. This will be our philosophy on a short, compact rifle. Doesn't have to be compact. If you can spec it anyway, it's supposed to, our version is a short backpackable rifle, goes inside the Teratorn. Everything's protected. Very low profile rifle.
Light
that really can reach out and touch somebody.
rock stock light.
Yep. Rock stock light.
Thin barrel. 18 inches maybe.
Yep.
OG.
Oh, fuck. The OG is perfect for this whole setup. Literally Form had it and I saw it in the whole system over the shooting school. And I never, in my mind, this was our whole plan, but I'd never seen it in one package altogether. He had that little rock stock light, 18-inch barreled 6 Creed. He had the OG on it. Damn, it just looked real good. It'll have freaking our scope on it at some point. Just the whole package inside that Teratorn just looked damn sexy. Got me excited. Gave me the chub moved a little.
My precious.
My precious. If you guys haven't seen our Instagram post, we would love to know who emailed that to Jake or where that came from. That guy has got some skills. Go look at that My Precious post on. It's on Rock Slide Shoot to Hunt. Or UM. It's on Unknown Suppressors. It's worth looking at. It's fucking made me laugh so fucking hard when I saw it. God, that guy's got talent, or he knows how to work AI really well.
Yes. All right.
All right. We get speak pipes.
Yeah.
We gotta get the hell out of here pretty soon. All right, we're doing some speak pipes.
Hey guys, Robert from Alberta. Just wondering when you're going to send some more of those Tika rings up to the Great White North here. Thanks.
We do have a whole nother batch coming through right now. We've been out for, I think, a week or two, but there is another batch going up to Go Big Tactical. And then we have a new guy. He hasn't placed an order yet, but the guy that you sent over to me from Canada.
Oh, the optics, something optics.
Yeah, we've been working back and forth with another potential guy up in Canada, but go to Go Big Tactical, and he has been ordering rings and rock stocks and things of this nature regularly. Get on an order with him. I want to say, I think we can send rings direct.
They're for air guns, man.
Yeah. We can send rings to Canada. So just give us an email, put what you want to order and your address on there, and we'll get you a shipping quote and get you taken care of. But yeah, rings can go to Canada. Uh-oh.
Got a text message. And the next one.
All right, I got a question for you. I wrote in with the question on Instagram asking if I could send in a 6 Creed proof pre-fit that I have, about 400 rounds down the tube, and have it reamed out to a 6UM30. My thinking was it would open up all dimensions and all directions and possibly give me a little bit more barrel life back. And whoever on your end wrote me and said, yeah, that's not really how it works. We'd recommend paying the extra $365 for the warranty and the peace of mind. I assume that's the cost of an ACE barrel. So just for my knowledge, I guess, maybe I don't understand the whole reaming process or why it wouldn't work. But anyway, appreciate it. Sorry for the ignorant comments, but we're learning here. We're trying.
Did we fucking answer that one before?
I don't think so.
Okay, go ahead.
We've answered stuff like that before, but you are right. As long as the new reamer can come over the top and clean up all the, not leave any remnants from the previous chamber, we can do that. It wouldn't be warranted in any way, shape, or form. On your carbon barrel picture, I want to say a 6 Creed is probably a hair longer, possibly in the shoulder area, so we might have to trim off maybe. It all depends on the tendon thread situation. So if you have a really short shank on the end of your carbon barrel, we have to take off all of those old tendon threads. If you take any of it, you have to take all of it. So there's kind of like a balance. So you got to talk to the machinist basically and say, if I remove those tendon threads, is there still enough meat? You know, if it's a big, thick carbon barrel, you'll probably be fine. But once you take off that, I want to say it's about 1 inch of tendon threads. Is there enough meat there to still come forward and put the chamber in there without the wall getting too thin? So there's, if we don't have to shorten the length of the barrel at all and it would still screw in the same spot, it's fairly easy to do. But once you have to take some threads off, you got to take all of them off. So If you want to write back into an email to support@unknownmunitions.com, that's my box. And I will talk with Taylor and Seth and see if that's something that we can do for you. You might want to send a picture of your barrel and maybe some measurements, like how long is your shank, how thick is it, and maybe the contour of the barrel, etc. And we'll get you a better answer for that. But that's kind of all the reasons why. So whether or not you have to remove the tenon threads to come forward. Now, if it was a steel barrel, that almost wouldn't matter unless you had a super short shank. But yeah, those are all the details.
And another question is, if the barrel turns out shit, who warranties it, right? That's the problem.
Yeah, there's no warranty at that point, right? So first of all, we don't know what the situation is. Maybe the barrel shoots like shit right now, and that's what you think you're trying to fix. If that's the case, putting a new chamber on it doesn't mean that it's going to shoot better. And the reason why my guys say stuff like that, and maybe they already know the answer that I don't, is that there's not enough room. Is that for that extra $365, we are going to cover the barrel. If the barrel doesn't shoot or there's any issues with it, you can come back to us and we'll take care of you. Where if we rechamber this proof barrel for you, there's no support at that point.
And the thing is this, I've done a whole bunch of custom guns and put a whole bunch of new barrels on. It's always a debate between the gunsmith and the barrel manufacturer. And what Jake is saying and what you're buying when you buy that Ace barrel, this is my perspective, this has nothing to do with Jake, is you're buying the reassurance that if the barrel is shit, Unknown will take care of it. And to me,
you don't have to go to Ace.
Yeah.
You're only going to come to me. And if it really was an Ace barrel issue, believe me, if I give a barrel back to Ace and I say this is not shooting, they just give me another barrel. They don't ask me any questions, but that's not the same as if, any random guy that buys a barrel.
No. And I know fucking other barrel companies that always blame I've been in this game.
Oh, yeah.
They blame the gunsmith. They reamered it wrong. They fucked it up when they did whatever on the chambering.
Yeah.
To where you're not going to play that game with Unknown and Ace because they have a good working relationship. So
yeah,
there is that aspect. Yeah. And people say it doesn't happen to them. It fucking happens. It's on Rockside almost every week. So it is a thing.
No.
Gentlemen, many podcasts ago, you mentioned a Shoot to Hunt backpack was in the works. I wonder if you had an update for that, where it's coming out, if it's coming out, when it's coming out. If you can sprinkle a little underlay on it, it'd be great.
Underlay.
Also, your weather is down here in Texas, and it's
we heard this guy
you
before.
just come pick it up. It's too cold. It's too snowy. Anyways, love the podcast. Y'all are killing it.
I remember Underlay.
The pack will be out the 30th of fucking June, and we just talked about it.
It's a tongue twister, but Teratorn.
1R.
What are we calling it for short? There's got to be a short here. Just the Terra?
It's not going to be torn.
Just leave the N off. If it was Terator?
Terator.
Yeah, that sounds meaner too.
I don't know.
Here we go.
Hey, fellas, now that you're getting into the suppressor market, have you looked into whether or not you'd be able to make 80% suppressors for the...
Already did that one. Remember?
Yes.
We already talked about that.
Yes.
Morning, guys. Just a question here about what you guys use for spotting scopes. There's a lot of great spotters out there, but few with reticles. If you could just go into what you guys use, that'd be great. You guys are giving us a lot of great information. Thanks so much.
If you're talking about a spotting scope without a reticle, it's a dealer's choice, but I love the new Swirl ATC or STC, the compact version. If you're hunting mule deer and sheep, you're probably going to need a bigger one. I would still stick in the Koa or Swirl, basically chain of ATX, STX, whatever you like. If you like the modular ATX, STX, or you like the STS, if you don't like the modular, it's a little smaller, a little lighter. But to me, it's kind of like you got to put your own eyes into them. If you're looking, this is from my point of view, I stay in the Swirl pretty much world because I love their glass, and I've used the compact, and I'm mostly elk hunt. If, like I said, if I was sheep or mule deer hunting, I'd probably bump up to the 95. I do still pack a 95 scouting with the BTX, so it's all over the map there. If you're looking for a reticle, one with a reticle, Swirl has one, but to me, it's very big and bulky. The Gold Ring Leupold Mark IV with a reticle in it is probably the best bet out there. And people say, "Oh, Leupold." Yeah, I'm not knocking on Leupold. I have nothing against Leupold. We just have a test they don't pass, but their spotting scopes are fantastic.
The spotting scope can't lose zero.
Yeah, that fucking that little, and the I hate to tell Formy's right on anything, but the eye relief on those little Mark IVs, those little gold ring spotters, those are fucking really good spotters. Really good spotters.
No.
So
I have one, it just doesn't have a reticle in it.
Little Mark IV.
Yeah.
Or a gold ring. I don't know what they're actually called. The 12 to 40 or 12 to...
Yep.
They're fucking
It's the
fantastic.
funny shaped one, like
Yep.
a rectangle.
Yep,
It's
looks
got
like a little
the hole.
periscope.
Yep.
Fantastic. That would be my 10 cents on it. It's going to be hard pressed to get me out of that little ATC
Yep.
spotter. And I know Jake has one.
That's
He
all I'd
uses
say.
it too.
ATC.
Anything else on there?
Mm-mm. ATC all the way.
Hey guys, appreciate all the content you guys put out. I've got a 300 WSM that you guys built on a Vesper short action, and I'm looking to do a bolt swap on that and get a barrel cut for a 223 as a trainer. And I'm just curious what kind of drawbacks you guys see with swapping barrels back and forth, and if that's a good idea or not. Appreciate it. Thanks.
I have this weird feeling we already heard all these.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah. No issue if they're both shouldered. We'd technically call it a pre-fit at that point. If they're both shouldered and you have the proper way to torque them, in other words, you have a lug wrench and a proper torque wrench and a good barrel vise, there's nothing wrong with it at all.
That's not my wheelhouse. I just shoot guns.
Hey fellas, after shooting an AMAX for 5 years or so until they discontinued it.
Fuck, I do remember this
and
one, I
then
think.
switching over to a ELDX in my 7 Psalm, 6.5 Psalm, 28 Nosler, 300 Norm improved. ELDX is great. Everything I've shot, shoot them in the shoulder, opens up, mushrooms, tears up the vitals, destroys very little meat. I always shoot them square in the front shoulder. Also hit them in the lungs, no problem. The last year, I switched over to the ELDM, and
we did those. We're fucking firing our podcast because I know there's like 4 new ones that I seen come through in the last week.
Yeah.
We'll hit those up the next time. Sorry about if we did a retread on those, but
yeah. Well, we're going to be doing a couple more recordings this week, so yeah.
We touched on everything.
I think so. Send in more speak pipes. We're going to get fired up. We're going to do a couple different series here. I know we've talked about this before, but Ryan and I need to put a little bit more effort in and stay on track with the series stuff. So I think we're going to redo reloading or redo, we call it ammo deconstructed before. We'll call it something different this time.
Yeah, the basics of it, because I think some things have changed on that and we can make it more clear and concise.
Yes. Maybe we do, you keep talking about doing a test where we test unprocessed brass versus processed. Yeah. Maybe we include that in the series.
Yeah, we do need to run through that. And my way may be wrong. Your may be wrong. We'll just post it. Maybe it doesn't matter at all, and maybe it matters a lot.
And then I want to do this prepping for beginners series. I think that gets me excited. So
yes,
allows me to do more research on shit that I like reading about.
There's a million ways to freaking get a hold of us. The easiest is the speak pipe.
Yes.
And if you missed the Father's Day video, the Father's Love, there's lots of great feedback coming back on it. It's not your normal hunting video, so go check it out on the Shoot to Hunt YouTube channel. Anything else?
That'll do it.
All right. Thanks for listening.
By the 6 UM. Or get a 6.5 Creedmoor. No.